Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
This year, we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of your favorite TV show.
Once again, we have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We support them to become more productive,
get better yields,
and increase their income.
We meet families and enter their kitchens to explore what we eat, where we get it, and how we can cook it in cleaner, faster, healthier, and cheaper ways.
And at the same time, increase family nutrition.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice,
while also learn from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they shape up their shambas.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up Safari.
Dear viewers, we would like to let you know that all of the filming you're about to see was done before the outbreak of the coronavirus in Kenya and Tanzania.
Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
Today we are in Homabay,
home of the...
Tony, what's that noise? Tony, is that your stomach?
Sorry, Carol, I didn't have breakfast this morning.
Not again, Tony. You're always so much in a hurry to shape up shambas, you forget yourself. But not to worry, there's a nice place just around here on our way to the farm that makes very delicious cakes, mandazis, biscuits, you name it. I think she'll pass by there.
Wow, that sounds like a good idea.
Let's go. Come on. So, before we get to the shamba, I'm taking Tony to Jugs Bakery. They bake some of the best bread and cakes in Homabay County, and there's a sample table all ready and waiting for us. You said you're hungry?
This is the place.
Oh, you're welcome.
It must be Eunice.
Yes, I'm Eunice. Welcome, Madam Caro.
But it's not only Tony's stomach I want to help here.
We have invited Bernard Otieno from SIP to show Jugs Bakery manager Eunice here how she can bake using mashed orange flesh sweet potato, also known as puree.
Why should you convince Eunice to use it?
Eunice, if you use our puree, one thing you can be sure of is you'll be able to cut down your production cost by about 25%. The reason being, if you use the sweet potato puree, you're able to reduce the amounts of added sugar in your KDF and those donuts. You will also be able to reduce significantly the amount of fats, which again goes back to good health, you know. And again, sweet potato in itself is a cheaper ingredient.
And Eunice,
yes,
have you ever known that sweet potatoes can be used to fortify your products?
I've never used it before, but what I know is that sweet potato is always good for children, even the elderly people. So I think it will be a great improvement on my side.
So Eunice, you are convinced?
I'm convinced.
Good.
The factory is that way? All right.
So it's time we put on our protective clothing. We certainly don't want to be spreading any germs inside. Eunice will try using the sweet potato puree in baking one of Kenya's favorite cakes, KDF. Will using the puree make the cakes taste even better? Let's find out.
Okay, we will start by weighing unga.
Careful, don't spill any.
The next ingredient is sugar.
Is that yeast?
Yeah, this yeast. Let's do 40 grams. After this, we finally can weigh our puree.
Wow, that's a lot of puree. It's heavy too.
Good.
Wow. And now over to the mixing machine. In it, all goes. Okay, looks good. So what's next?
Okay, so what we want to do is to mold the dough into buns for KDF.
Chop KDF into squares. And yes, into the fryer. And there we are. Can't wait to try some.
Now, back to our testing station. We are going to test the plain KDF, which is now the standard white color, and compare it to the orange fleshed sweet potato KDF and see which is best.
So here we have the normal KDF that I've been doing, and the one which I've done from Puree.
Is it soft?
It is more soft, and it has a coloration inside it.
And
but that one I did without color, it is white. Color.
Can you test one?
Yes, you can taste. You can taste.
It's sweet. And you told us you had reduced the sugar.
It was reduced by up to 35%, so it means we can still calm down if you like.
Wow.
Yeah, you're able to save a lot on sugar.
And I can see if I do this, my customers will not be complaining because the sugar content is even high. It's good.
So you like it?
I like it.
And you
yes,
like the color?
it is wow. Even the color is wow. I'll not be buying food color from shop. I'm very,
You are happy
very
now.
happy. Yes. I'm very happy.
And I'm happy.
Yes.
Because now he's not hungry anymore. Good.
Well, it's time to go. We still have a Shamba to Shape Up, Caro. As a treat, I'm going to take some of these sweet potato cakes for our farmer to try. The new recipe is clearly a great success. Goodbye, we'll see you again. And here's the farm we are visiting this week. It's a home to farmer Samuel Omoro.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. How are you?
Fine, fine.
Show us your Shamba.
Samuel's farm stretches over 8 acres.
Samuel grows maize.
And he has sorghum too.
Yes, and he keeps cows.
Do you think they look hungry, Tony?
Well, I don't know, but let's see if our farmer is.
For orange-fleshed KDF. Mwalimu Samuel,
Yeah,
that's going to be very good harvest.
I'm sure the harvest is going to be good.
What about the cows?
We have challenges with the cows. You know, this is a Sesefly infested area. Maybe if you can help, we'll really appreciate.
Tony, do you think we can help with
Of
that?
course we can. We have an expert to
That-
see how you can deal with those
That is great.
natural
That is
disasters
great.
and
Really welcome
calamities.
that.
Okay. Working in the Shamba the whole day must make you very, very hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'd
no.
carried something here for just in case. Now, this is a mandazi made from orange fresh sweet
You
potato.
know-
I'll give you just a little bit to taste.
Okay.
Caro, try this
No,
one.
I'm
Yeah,
fine. I'm
yeah.
fine, Tony. Okay.
How is it?
Oh, it's very nice.
Very nice,
Well,
very nice.
It's good byproduct.
Yes,
from
now
orange fresh
we have
sweet
very
potatoes.
little time. Kindly allow us to get to work and then
Yeah.
we'll get back to you.
We'll get
All
back
right?
to you.
We'll see you later.
Thank
Let's
you
go. Let's
very
go.
much.
Shoot, 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 shoot.
Well, I can see this sweet potato cake is going to be a real success.
But no time for more food. We need to pitch the tent.
And get ready for work.
Our first job on the farm today is to help Samuel avoid major losses from a disaster. For example, a drought, a flood, or if any of his cows die. For a small fee, Samuel can insure his crops and livestock so that if disaster does strike, he will be able to get money in return. We've invited Ian Oduk Kopar, an expert on insurance, to come and tell us more. And to show insurance really works, Ian has brought Mary, a nearby farmer who has taken out crop insurance herself. As I like to say, you wouldn't leave your car without insurance. So, why leave your farm and your whole livelihood at risk? Samuel, what would happen, God forbid, if anything happened to your car? Maybe let's say get involved in an accident or thieves come and you find there are parts that have been vandalized. What would you do?
It would be shocking, but since it is insured, I will go to the company and make my claim.
How does it make you feel?
Now, you now feel safe.
You feel safe.
Yes.
So now, let's look at it differently.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite crop?
Sorghum.
What will you do if something happened to them?
In that case, we just bear with the losses because there is no alternative. We call it an act of God.
An act of God.
So you just bear.
Mary, you agree with that?
There is a way you can do. You can insure the Shamba also.
All right, Ian.
Yes.
Now it's your turn. What is agricultural insurance?
Agriculture insurance is a promise for a future payment in case a farmer is exposed to risks. We provide him a solution that now gives him cover for drought and excess rainfall, plus the other solution that covers him against those risks like now pests and diseases, for example. It's a field that is very new to a lot of farmers, and it's not surprising that our farmer is also not aware.
Mary, so have you taken insurance before?
Yes.
What did you insure?
Maize and sorghum.
What were the problems you experienced?
Floods and hailstones. I was supposed to get 8 bags from my shamba, but I got only 3.
So did the insurance company come through for you?
Yes, they came last year.
That is very nice, Carol. Mary was going to get 8 bags of maize per acre. Because she only got 3 bags per acre, the insurance paid her out.
Yes.
So you have no regrets?
Yeah, I don't have.
All right. So, to take out insurance for either crops or livestock, follow these simple steps. 1. Contact an insurance representative. 2. A vet or agronomist will come and assess the value of your crops or livestock. 3. The insurance company will quote you a cost to have them covered. Typically for cows, that's 3.5% of their value. 4. You pay the premium and that's it. You are insured. Samuel, any question?
Do you identify particular diseases and pests, or you just insure for pests and diseases in general?
Insurance only covers you for what you cannot predict. For example, fall armyworm, it's almost guaranteed that next season you're going to have it. So when I am sure that you're going to have it, then I cannot give you insurance for it. Insurance is about giving you cover for what you cannot predict.
Very good information.
Yeah.
So, Samuel,
Yes.
you've heard all that is said. What do you think? Is insurance a good thing for you? Do you think it's going to work out for you?
I think it is going to work out for me because risks are many, and we all want a peaceful mind.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yes. And Mary?
Yes.
What would you tell our farmer to encourage him?
I'll just encourage him to insure all the cows, the shambas. If you insure, in case you will meet any distraction, they will pay you for that.
And you'll be at a much better place because you can begin again and pick yourself up. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And as we say, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win situation.
Win-win situation.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this cannot be happening. Tony, you can't be eating at this time. We still have work to do. Tony!
That's done. I'm done. Clean. Fully satisfied now.
Really?
That was a delicious orange fresh sweet potato byproduct of a nice mandazi. Coming up after the break, we find out how to avoid toxins from bringing down your grain price at market.
And we help Samuel treat his cows against parasites and worms.
But first, the desert locust is a very serious pest. Locust adults can eat their own weight every day. There are 3 groups of locusts you should look out for. The young locust is black and yellow and cannot fly. They move in big groups called bands. The young adult locust is red or pink and looks like this. The mature locusts are yellow and look like this. Be careful not to confuse locusts with grasshoppers. Grasshoppers are usually all alone. Grasshoppers are not a problem. These are the areas that are currently affected by desert locusts in Kenya. Turkana and Marsabit have a lot of locusts and are at a great risk of their crops being damaged badly. Some locusts have also been spotted in Samburu and Wajir. The pink young adults are turning into yellow swamps in these areas. Watch out for them. While you can usually eat locusts, do not eat them at the moment, as they might have been sprayed with chemicals. If you have only a few locusts, you can pick them up and drop them into soapy water to drown. However, most of the time, desert locusts are like a fire. You cannot control them alone. Local authorities have teams that can spray the locusts with special chemicals that will control them. It is very important that you get in touch with our hotline to tell us whether you have or have not seen locust in your area. Here's what to do. Send the word locust to 0748 153 120 and we will get in touch with you. For you smartphone users out there, you can also send the word locust to 0207 640 202 on WhatsApp.
Welcome back
to Shamba Shape Up. We are in Homabay and you are visiting Farmer Samuel.
We've seen How to make delicious KDF using orange-fleshed sweet potato puree.
And how farm insurance helps avoid big losses if disaster strikes.
But we also want to find out how to make sure you're selling quality grain.
And how to rid cows of internal and external parasites.
Tony, no time to waste. We're going back to work. No more eating.
Okay,
Let's go to work.
back to work. Farmers are sending us many questions through iShamba to know more about COVID-19 and how to cope even as they do their farming. Welcome Shamba Shape Up's Q&A, question and answer. And we are lucky today to have with us in the studio Shem Mecheo, an agriculture specialist. Welcome Shem.
Hi, Tony.
Okay, now we go straight away to the first question. Kipto from Wasingishu wants to know if there are any banks or institutions that can be able to give farmers loans during this period of COVID-19.
Yes, farmers can access credit facilities from financial institutions. And when we talk about financial institutions, we are referring to banks, microfinances, and SACCOs, for example, as well as government subsidy programs that farmers can benefit from.
Koech from Eldoret took a loan from a bank to plant crops. Unfortunately, floods came and swept away all his crops. And yet, he still has to pay the loan. What would you advise him?
Tony, I will wish to know whether Koech had an insurance cover for his tomatoes. And if he had a cover, the next step is basically to make the claims. You know, visit your insurance company and seek for the claims. But if not, then it could be advisable for the farmer to visit the bank where he secured the loan and have a discussion around, you know, what happened and seek support or advice on the next steps from the bank.
Well, thank you very much, Shem, for being with us, and we'll see you soon. So, if you have any questions around COVID-19, get in touch with us. Call or SMS us your question at 0748 153 120. Our next expert is Rosemary Babu from the World Food Programme. She's come to talk to us about post-harvest losses, what causes them, and how applying food quality and safety standards helps reduce waste while increasing farmers' profits. Samuel,
Yes.
tell me, do farmers here complain that their sorghum has been rejected?
Yeah, there are a few farmers whose products have been rejected.
What do they say is the cause of that?
The cause of the rejection is sometimes poor storage and sometimes moisture content.
So, Rosemary, how serious is this problem of post-harvest loss?
Most smallholder farmers lose about 40% of their crop.
40%?
40% due to post-harvest loss only. This is majorly because the moisture content is high, there is pest infestation, there's diseases, and then there's molding.
So, we are taking Samuel to the market. It's harvest time and farmers are bringing their grain to be sold to the local trader. And this is Helen Oyare, a sorghum trader. She needs to be sure the grain she's buying is the best quality. If not, buyers such as breweries will reject it. So, Rosemary is leaving us with our colleague Charles Manara, a safety and food quality expert. Ah, good. And here's Helen coming to join us. So, Charles, why is food safety and quality important?
The law says that every trader must supply food that is of safe and acceptable quality to consumers in Kenya. This is according to the East African standard, which Kenya is a signatory to.
So, Helen, sometimes you do reject sorghum from farmers.
Yes.
What is the main reason that you do that?
Most of the time it's cause of molding and when it is not dry enough. Sometimes the grain, when it comes to drying, the farmer maybe just dried it on ground here. They didn't use tarpaulins and all that, so the grain is contaminated with so much dirt and molding. That is how I judge whether or not to take.
So, Charles, why is it important for the sorghum to be dry?
A lot of moisture encourages the growth of mycotoxins, which cause aflatoxin. Moisture is also a loss to the trader because the trader wants to buy grains, not the water that comes due to excess
moisture. So it's an economic loss if she buys grains with a high amount of moisture.
So, remember farmers, to avoid having your grain rejected, follow good post-harvest techniques. Stook or pile upright crops like maize as you harvest. Then, dry thoroughly using a tarpaulin. Use a threshing machine for shelling to get best results. And store using hermetic bags, keeping them away from the floor and the walls. Now, how do we make sure that the grain has been properly dried?
The World Food Programme recommends the use of a moisture meter.
A moisture meter is very accurate and will show if the moisture content of your grains is fit for public consumption. Generally, grain should not have more than 13.5% of moisture. But be sure to check with your buyer what moisture level they need. So, let's see how it works.
You feel it? You are doing this after sampling the way you sampled from the bags from different places. So you feel it up to that level. Then you put it back on your machine. First you press enter, so you open and the sorghum goes in. When you are ready, you just press enter. Then it will tell you the moisture content, 12.6.
Well, that looks great. It will help traders like Helen ensure grain is up to the standard. Now, supposing a farmer wants to have his grain tested for everything from aflatoxin, moisture, is there a place he can take his grains for all that?
Yeah, we have private and government laboratories. For example, Kenya Bureau of Standards, Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research organizations. All of them have the capability to test for all these products.
Instead of farmers biting
Instead
into
of
them.
biting, yeah.
Helen is convinced, and I think our farmer is too.
I'm going to marshal our farmers so that we can form a group and then we can have a moisture meter, because right now I rely on my mouth, which sometimes is erratic. But if I have a sure moisture meter, I would take my grains to Helen, knowing that it meets the percentage that is required, and therefore there will be no rejection and losses to me.
And you know what kind of price to expect?
Yes.
Meaning loss of profit from your shamba.
There would be no loss.
Our final expert today is Edwin Tor from Coopers. He's come to give Samuel some advice on looking after his cows. One of the main problems they face are internal and external parasites. Now, tell us, what challenges are you facing with your cows?
One challenge that we have is that this area is sesefly infested. So we have to keep them under net, like a mosquito net.
How is your milk production? Is it good or is it low, very low?
I feel it is very low given the type of cows that we have, because they are producing between 6 and 8 liters per day.
So, Mr. Tor, what do you recommend and what did you see?
First of all, it's about how the house is, because you will find that this place is hot and you might not need a structure where it is enclosed, because now it will make the house to become so much hot. Yeah, that is why when you see your cows, you'll actually see they have air-seeking behavior. They keep on making their nose to be close to where the air is coming from. It shows us that the place is very hot, so your cow will not be productive.
So we need more air in there.
More air inside. Yeah, I recommend they remove the net.
You told us you're putting the net. Why?
We are putting the net to prevent seseflies from invading their cows.
So sesefly is quite a pest here.
Is a pest
so
here.
for him to remove that net, he needs something to protect his cows from sesefly.
We have a product here called Grenade.
Okay.
Yeah, Grenade is a parasite.
Have a look at it. How does a farmer use this?
When you take 1 ml of Grenade, you take 1 liter of water. For example, if you have a 20-liter knapsack sprayer, you have to use 20 ml of Grenade to spray from backwards to the front.
Okay.
Yes, and you actually insist on the places where you think those nini can be a nuisance. So you can actually do like twice a week.
Okay.
Yes.
And that will be able to keep off the sesame
Yes, it will
flies.
be able to keep away the sesame flies.
Will you remove the net now?
Yeah, with the assurance from the expert,
Yes.
I think I'll now remove the net
Yeah, so the cows
and
can
use
breathe.
the grenade.
Yes.
Yes. Now, what about the internal parasites? When Tor was looking at Samuel's cows, he noticed they have worms. Cows with hair that can easily be pulled out, rough hair, or with diarrhea probably have worms. Why is it important for a cow to be dewormed?
The worms normally compete with the cows for the nutrients because the cows need nutrients as well as the worms. So when they become too much, it actually deteriorates the health of the cow. So it is normally good to get rid of the external and the internal parasites.
How do we get rid of them?
First of all, you need to know the weight of your cow.
Yes.
To know the weight of your cow, use a weigh band. This is a cheap measuring tape. Run the weigh band around the animal's body as close to the front legs as possible and pull tightly. Read the cow's weight.
When you get a cow, maybe it is 300 kilos.
Yes.
You give 150 ml of this.
Okay.
You take the weight, you divide by 2, and that is the amount of the meals you will give your cow. When you give cows, they will actually diarrhea.
So if a farmer gives this and the cow diarrheas, there's no problem.
There's no problem.
The farmer should not panic.
Yes.
Make sure to place the drenching gun on the side of the cow's mouth. If it points straight down the throat, the cow can suffocate.
You normally deworm your cows in the morning when the stomach is empty. Yeah, and then the precaution now you're supposed to take is about the milk. You're not supposed to take the milk for 48 hours.
Okay.
Yes.
48 hours without
48
milk.
hours, yes.
There is a belief among farmers that cows that are in calf should not be dewormed.
When it is close to calving, for example, 2 months to calving,
Yes.
you are not supposed to deworm.
Okay.
You can just wait until when they calf down is when you deworm. Because when you deworm, when it's close to calving, it might bring stress even to the foeters.
And if Samuel does all that,
You will be a happy farmer.
Hey! How's it going, Tom?
good.
I'm good.
What's happening?
Well, we've talked to Samuel about his cows, and he seems very, very contented, aren't you, Samuel?
Very grateful for the information I've received from the experts you brought to me, and I think we are going to improve.
That's awesome. That is nice.
So, when we come back again, are you going to see a change?
Yes.
Okay, well, Caro.
Our work here is done. And so we'll see you in the next
Shamba.
Shamba.